Alright, we're looking at the Hippie Fuzz today, which is my take on the... What the fuck is this called? Which is my take on the Big Muff Pi op-amp version from 77 or 78. Alright, we're going to talk about the Big Muff Pi, which is going to be called the Hippie Fuzz now. It is off the 77 or 78 version using op amps. This one has a switch to bypass the tone stack. This is not official. Alright, so let's talk about what it looks like when you see a schematic. What are you supposed to look at? There are lots of different symbols and they can make no sense to you. But you read it from left to right like a book. And there's different ways to write this out. This isn't the only way. This is just one way. So let me talk about parts of the schematic. Maybe. Here we go. So these are the op amps in the schematic. An op amp, here's one. Here's an op amp. It looks like this. It looks nothing like a triangle. It's a little rectangle with a varying number of legs. Could have 8, could have 14, could have 16. They all have the same symbol. It's confusing. So I've color-coded so that these two show that this is from one op amp, which is going to be the 4458. And then we have this one over here, which is a 741. Could also be a TLO71. A lot easier to get. So that's what the op amp looks like on the schematic versus what an op amp looks like. Each of these, in the schematic, you can see the sound comes in here at this negative and comes out here at this 1. And then here it comes in at this positive. So we call this one a non-inverting op amp, and this one is an inverting op amp. And they handle gain differently. This one actually has more gain. So these things in green are potentiometers. Here's a potentiometer. It's a resistor with 3 legs. You turn. You see these all the time. They come in a variety of values. So you can see here, sustain, tone, volume pots listed. And this one is kind of interesting. So this is a physical connection here, and it's separating this into 2 halves. You can see that everything before here is independent of everything over here. Almost. Okay, so here's other parts. So here are all the resistors that are in the schematic. So I put them all. Oh, also these 2 are also resistors. I forgot those. These 2. Oops. Okay. And then these are all the capacitors. Oops, there's one right there too. I added this in the last minute if you didn't notice that. So there's another capacitor, but these are all pink or all capacitors. Oh, let's see this. This is a resistor. And capacitors are all over the place. They could be like this. They can look like this. It's a ceramic, metal film, electrolytic. They're all kind of the same. They're all different. Okay, these things are all diodes. Diodes are, well, diodes can be 2 things. An LED is a diode. Diodes can also look like this thing, which is more of a power diode, or these things, which I use for the clipping sound of the fuzz. Yeah, so this one has a diode that's being used for the power. That's that black one I used. That's to protect the circuit if you plug it in backwards. Okay, and then these are for clipping diodes, which are providing that clipping of the signal. Everything here in yellow is part of the power. So this comes in from a 9-volt, and this kind of keeps the power clean, tries to take some noise out of it. The op amps connect to power here and here, so they're connecting to this end of the power, which we call VCC. I don't know why. Okay, on the 3rd leg of both op amps, you need to have a half power or some other type of power. So this one is coming in at half power. It's got 2 resistors and a capacitor, 2 regulars, which will cut the voltage in half. This one has a 1M and an 820, so it's not exactly in half. It's special for this one op amp. If you used a 741, you would use just 2 1Ms, and it would be normal. Something special about that 741. Okay, so these yellows are all ground connections. So everything with the little bottom yellow, oh, and this little one right here, which I forgot, they're all connected. We call it the ground, just like the earth. We're all connected. These parts are all connected. So even though I said that between this potentiometer that's right here, this is separate from here, except for that they share ground, and then they share also power. Okay, and then finally, here's the in of my circuit, and here's the out. On this particular circuit, the out is coming out of the volume potentiometer, which is pretty normal. Okay, that's everything about the schematic. Okay, let's talk about this. I made a little changes. So what I do is I just use that schematic, and then I put it together like a puzzle in my head. I just usually start with these op amps, lay them down, see what needs to be connected, see if I can move it any closer, make it any smaller. And then again, once I did it, I breadboarded it, and then I was like, oh, let me add this switch in. So this is me adding in, I just painted these in traces and etched those out as well. Those worked out pretty well. I called it an OD because, I don't know, it's a hippie fuzz. I wrote that in too, because, I don't know, guys. So, the hippie fuzz art is from my friend Jeff's photo, the Metal Head Hippie. So I laid out the words, and I found this nice photo of my friend. That's where I started with. That's what Jeff really looks like. And this is my artistic interpretation of Jeff, the Metal Head Hippie. I cut vinyl resist with my Cricut cutter. And then I'll do the etching, which I'll show you later, and I'll put it all together. I'm so excited. I think that's everything, guys. Alright, without the pedal, we got nothing. It's pretty sad. It's pretty boring. With the pedal, check out this clipping. So you can see the waveform. It's nice and soft and sound-like. And look at this. Chop off the edge. The tone pot, you can tell it really brings up that treble spike, brings the bass, cuts it out. One of the coolest things of this pedal is a switch here takes out this tone pot entirely. Gives you this lovely with the tone pot. Okay, I am ready to show you my Hippie Fuzz, which is my take on the Big Muff Pi op-amp version from 77 or 78, including a pseudo tone stack remover, which is not official. Again, my own take. That's just a guitar. That's okay. That's a fuzz guitar. That's only on 1/4 volume. It's loud, guys. And I have neighbors, so. That's only on half sustain. So let's. So it's got a tone stack. It is bringing out that bass. Cutting all the bass out. Okay. But, alright, you like the tone. Tone's cool. Tone's good. This way cuts out the tone stack entirely, so this knob doesn't work. This knob doesn't work if this is down. It also increases the volume a bit. I don't know, I can't help it, but it brings out the mids more than where the other one cuts out a little bass or cuts out a little high. It's a very nice full. It's got great. I'll say, alright, maybe I don't want that much fuzz. Maybe I want it to be a kinder softer fuzz. Like this. So there you got it. That is the how to make your own Hippie Fuzz op-amp version of the Big Muff Pi. And I hope you like it, and I hope you want one too, because I might make some more. I want one for myself. I'm sending this one to you, Jeff. I need your address. All right, thanks so much. You've been an awesome friend, and I hope you enjoy this pedal, and I hope you rock out with it. And I will see you soon. Thanks, everybody.